Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Hitting the licks in the band. Legacies.
I want to take this quick hit and talk to you about Mitch McConnell. We found out the other day that Mitch McConnell's family owned 14 slaves. And he was asked a question during her presser in Washington, D.C. Did he support reparations? And he basically said, I have the same answer as President Obama. No. And you are starting to see what's going to be the strategy against ADOS. The strategy is going to be that your first black president was against reparations. So why should we be for reparations? You saw earlier, a couple of weeks ago on Capitol Hill, in which Democrat senators, I'm talking about high profile who run committees like Dianne Feinstein and Joe Manchin, saying they hope this reparations issue goes away. So up on Capitol Hill, especially in the United States Senate, on both sides of the aisle, they don't like reparations and they don't like talking about reparations. But our last and our first black president, number 44, has left us in a linchpin. Basically by him opening his mouth with that interview with Ta-Nehisi Coates, he has given both parties an out on this reparations and ADOS discussion. Because every time we talk about it, they gonna throw him up in our face. Obama needs to come out, but it will never happen to say, I made a mistake. I should not have said what I said. Because Obama clearly doesn't know the ADOS movement, and he clearly is not ADOS. And this is hurting us from going forward. Mitch McConnell said this all in 25 seconds. And he shut everybody up who were asking the questions. Because your dear beloved first black president, which you love so much, sides with Mitch McConnell. He hasn't come out yet and said, I don't side with Mitch McConnell. I don't side with many of the Republicans and Democrats. He hasn't done that. Because he's a political animal. He's not for us in the ADOS movement. And this is sad. Because so many of you put so much into your first black president. But now we're going into the 2020 election. And we're moving forward with this ADOS movement. And we got this guy hanging around our neck and being used against the ADOS movement. So we must pivot and basically say, this ain't about President Obama. This is not about what other politicians may say. This is about a movement that is different from him being president of the United States. There's a simple fact that a debt is owed, and that debt must be paid. And when we started this movement, and when Yvette Tone Talks and Sandy Derry and so many around the country started this movement was started because of the poverty, because of the lack of wealth in this country, the racial wealth gap. And President Obama was president for 8 years, as Donald Trump has been president for 3. And that gap has widened. So we don't really care what President Obama is saying, and many others are saying. This is why you see so many candidates dismiss the issue. And this is why you see the mainstream media only using the issue if they think that it will affect getting the black vote out, or it would affect us being mad at Mitch McConnell and President Trump. But we're not going to put the whole issue on President Trump and Mitch McConnell, because they didn't receive our votes for the last 50 years. They didn't receive 90 to 95% of the vote. It was the Democrats. So as the Democrats push so many other issues to the front of the table, why can't they push this reparations movement to the front of the table? This is an issue that resonates with all ADOS people in America, us receiving what we rightfully deserve. If you can talk about non-citizens 24 hours a day, but not talk about something that's rightfully deserved for people, then what is supporting this party good for? See, you have to understand that the mainstream media, and those in corporate America, and those who happen to be progressive and on the left, they really could care less about our reparations movement. All they want is the votes in 2020. And like I said, they will use other people like Mitch McConnell. But see, Mitch McConnell turned the tables on them. Basically said, I'm with y'all boy, President Obama. And see, President Obama, he doesn't mince his words when it comes to black people. You know, he comes out straightforward and says these ridiculous things about the community. But he parses his words when he talks about the gay community and the Hispanic community. And I'm tired of people throwing his name up on us every we go forward and ask for some money. This is ridiculous. And see, this is how and why our argument is good. Because somebody like Mitch McConnell and President Obama and their ancestry made millions of dollars. Because if you had 14 slaves, you had 14 people working for free. That means you built wealth. And see, back then, having slaves was wealth. So his family got rich. So shouldn't he have to pay back the debt that is owed to Americans of African descent? Should all these slave owners have to pay back what they have stolen? This is utterly ridiculous. And I'm tired. It seems like when we elected Obama, we elected a good show, a good reality show, a beautiful family, but we got none from it. And it's coming back to haunt us with this ADOS movement. But we must move forward, we must be strong, and we must get this job done. Remember, there's going to be plenty of roadblocks ahead of us. And I'm telling you now, the next video I'm probably going to do is probably going to be this weekend. It's going to be, I believe, by 2020, they're going to try to name ADOS as a hate group. And I'm going to tell you why in the next video. I want you to hit that like button, thumbs up button. Hope you subscribe to this channel. If you'd like to make a donation, hit me on PayPal, Streamlabs. And thank you very much for listening to this short quick take video on Black Site.